Hi, beautiful kitty.
Autopilot jumping.
That hurt me? Aw.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
You were pressing the button. So Q and left control.
Approaching
There we
Stargate.
go. Need to be switched. Sorry, kitty. I just need room for my keyboard. You kind of shove in.
Autopilot jumping.
Q. Jump. Glide.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping.
Oh, good kitty.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
So when I fly,
Autopilot jumping.
oh, whatever's on Q right now. There.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive
Oh, yeah,
active.
control is drop. Yep. That's good. And then Q is hover. Yeah, so you can shoot. Okay.
Approaching Stargate.
This guy sells resources and weapons, which take feathers, which is, I guess, the
Autopilot
scrap in this
jumping.
game. So I will build close to here, but I need a monument to run.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Oh, that's metal? Okay. Oh, you can soar downwards, huh?
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping.
Little kitty.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Interesting. want to come see me? You can sit in my lap again if you want. Hi, wonderful kitty. You know, I could feed you again. Yeah, you know, it's your dinner time. You want some food? Let's get you some dinner, huh? Here, get up, kitty. Let's feed you, huh? Time for food. Oh, am I up under rust? I need to double check. Make sure I'm in the right channel before I do this. What channel am I in right now? Yep, that's the right channel.
Ladies with gentle hands, remember when you were suffering during COVID and Donald
BRB,
Trump
I'm gonna
came
feed my
through like
cat.
an angel from the sky and gave you that extra $1,000? Oh, wasn't that amazing? Oh, for people that didn't graduate high school, this was the greatest thing to ever happen. It shot up his approval polls and everything went good. Well, what if I told you? He's back for round 2. Trump promises at least $2,000 tariff dividend payments directly to Americans. Directly to me? I'm an American. That's directly to me. This is great. President Donald Trump in a Sunday Morning Post on Truth Social promised to send at least $2,000 directly to Americans using tariff revenue, promising to reward taxpayers and pay off the U.S. national debt, just as his tariff policy faces a challenge at Supreme Court. Now, this is interesting. It faces a challenge. Well, we need those tariffs because I want my $2,000, right? Let's go tariffs. Come on now. This is great. So, what did he say to us? What did he say? He said in his Truth Social post, and I got to go to the hero, Donald Trump. What did he say? People that are against tariffs are fools. Oh, I don't want to be a fool. We are now the richest, okay, most respected, I didn't know that, country in the world with almost no inflation. Whoa. Almost no? Almost. That's good. That means we're almost done with inflation forever. And a record stock market price. Doesn't really mean much to me because I'm not in the stocks right now, but records in stock market is amazing. That's really good. 401ks are highest ever. What? Well, sorry. 401ks are highest ever. Okay, that's actually what he said. My bad. 401ks are highest ever. I can't take that sentence seriously. We are taking in trillions of dollars, and we'll soon begin paying down our enormous debt. 37 trillion record investment in the USA, plants and factories going up all over the place. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person. Not including high income people. So the rich people, you don't get anything. But us poor folks, oh, we're doing great. We'll be paid to everybody's getting $2,000. What? Oh my God, I think this is 800 more than the stimulus check. This is outstanding. This is the greatest news I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh my God. Donald Jamarcus Trump, God bless Donald. What? This is the stupidest thing I've ever read in my entire life. I have been seeing people say this is amazing, stimulus check 2.0. I have been seeing this all over. So Trump, in the simplest terms possible, he's talking about maybe giving money to people later if the government saves enough or earns extra. But it's not approved or guaranteed, and it's not happening right now. So let's ask the question, is this a good idea? It can sound like a good idea. The government saves money and we get some of it back. That's great. That's cool. That's nice. So let's lay down the brass tacks here. So people are gonna get money back. Maybe $1,000, $2,000. Feels fair, obviously. You know, it's politically popular. It's money. Everybody likes money. Helps the economy a bit because people would spend that money. So everything's good. So first off, it's not guaranteed. Let's just get to that. Tariffs are also a hidden tax. So let's just figure this out, right? Let's say, I'm going to do this the simplest way I could possibly say. I'm not going to use any strange words on you. My Chipotle bowl costs $5. And without any extra money, I got to pay $5. But the president gives me $10 and says, here you go, best buddy. There goes $10 for you. Well, now I can afford 2 Chipotle bowls. But I go to Chipotle, and the Chipotle bowl is now $10.99. I say, that's strange. Well, at least I have $10 now. Let me go try to buy something else. So you go another item that was $5 before, and that item costs $10.99 as well. So now you got $10, but you can't spend it. So now you're confused. You say, that's strange. And that's what it is. That's what's happening. Because tariffs are going to tax things and make everything else more expensive in America. But we're taxing other people. How is this possible? I'm not going to explain how tariffs work to you. I don't want to explain it to you. But I'm just going to explain this. This whole idea of sending out government rebate checks from savings or tariff profits. It sounds really cool, until you think for more than 5 minutes. And then slowly it unravels the longer you think about it. In the short term, sure, people struggling with rent, groceries are stupidly expensive, wages aren't catching up, and nobody's excited to hear that the economy is strong while their bank accounts are empty. So obviously giving people checks, whether you call them stimulus checks or rebates or patriotic dividends. The Patriotic Dividend Act, that'd be cool. It feels as if it's a quick breath of fresh air for anybody drowning in bills. It's hope. It's relief. It's the government, for once, handing something back instead of taking. Oh, you've been taking for so long. Well, by all means, I'm tired of you smacking my tushy and having me run around hog wild. Everything good. And honestly, I love this. Corporate profits keep skyrocketing. The CEOs get more money. So living standards sink. That immediate relief matters, and that would be a good thing. It's also smart politically, right? Promise people money, and they'll listen. Simple message. Vote for me, and I'll help you. Oh, easy. Oh, thank you. Politicians know people don't respond emotionally to tax percentages or GDP forecast or even what a tariff actually means. People know. They have no idea what any of those words mean. They mean nothing to an average person. And to me, obviously, they mean nothing. Parkour cash, that's what I need.
$2,000 to some of us is going to be life-changing.
So, they respond to seeing...
They'll buy a computer, and they'll change their lives. And they'll love him all their lives. He's not stupid. And if he keeps doing it, they'll just love him all their lives. They'll be like, oh my God, the first thing I did was buy a computer. That got me a job, and now I'm out of my debt, and I'm paying for an apartment, and I'm not on the streets. And I know what'll happen. Or they'll be like, oh, I bought a moped for $1,000 on the used market, and I went to work for, down in downtown New York, slinging, fucking sandwiches and stuff on the lunch hour 7 days a week, but now I make, like 60 grand a year or whatever. And he's smart. He is smart to do that. It's weird because that's what happened to me. I mean, that's what happened to me. Like they sent the stimulus check, or something, not the stimulus check, but the pandemic unemployment assistance. I thought it was just gonna be a couple of $1,000s, but no, they sent $39,000 over a 2-year period. Because I was a gig worker, and I had all the taxes and, I had all the tax information, everything. And I was truly a gig worker. I had the money and everything. And they were like, well, here's assistance. And that's how I have this home. And I am thankful to the government now for my home, my livelihood, my food. I never wanted to be this, reliance upon the government, but I mean, it was their idea. It wasn't their idea, but the government doctors pushed it when they talked to my therapist and stuff. My therapist was like, we got to reach out and put you on disability. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And yeah, every judge that I met, every doctor, every government doctor was like, you should be on disability. You have a crazy, crazy life. Your rap sheet's a mile long. You have never harmed anybody, but you're at risk. You're a terrible risk. You've had several drug addictions and problems, and you have Asperger's. And I'm like, Asperger's? They're like, yes, you are, you have learning disorders. That was before I had the moped accident, and then I had retrograde amnesia after that and brain damage and stuff, which made it even easier. That was during the appeal because they turned me down the first time. I came back the second time and I was like, oh yeah, and on top of this now, I've got brain damage and fucking retrograde amnesia and and terrible shit. And they were like, really? And they had the neuropsych evaluation go, and they were like, yep, you're at risk. Oh no, go.
Autopilot jumping.
Sorry. Don't know why I keep telling you not to do that stupid ass warning.
Warp drive active.
Bye. Oh no, he popped the thing. What? Oh. Why are you you blocking Yvalon? I don't really understand. Well, I lost this Tristan. Nice. Okay, well, we won't go to Yvalon. Ooh. So let's get a set, huh? I like their clouds. This guy had a dream. And, oh, I've got to stir my dinner. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Right, yummy, yes. Right, alright. Rip that bitch. Okay, sorry about that. Now, you can come back, kitty, if you want. You know, you can have some of the blanket if you want. Silly kitty.
Short-term move. It builds popularity.
It buys our love.
Buys time,
Yeah, it just buys our love. If he's such a
anger,
transactional
and
asshole, then
distraction
buy
from
our love.
everything
Yeah, if
else
you're gonna steal that
wrong
money,
going on.
give us some of it,
People
shithead.
don't riot when they're holding a check, right?
Nope, they don't.
Even
And
if it's
he's
just
smart
enough
about that, yeah.
to cover groceries. Not enough to really change their life, just to cover groceries. And to be fair, when people get extra cash, they spend it.
Yeah.
That spending will boost businesses, help small stores pay off debts, gives the economy a little jolt of caffeine. Ooh, it's so good. Parents buy their kids shoes, people fix their cars. Someone finally gets their teeth checked. It's crazy that a lot of Republicans are excited about this because it's basically a government handout. Same thing EBT is. A little bit strange.
Junkies will kill themselves. The world will be happy for about a week. They'll be like, oh, my son finally got the computer that he's wanted for 5 years. That's what's going to happen to me. Since 2020, I got this computer. But I knew that the 5090 was coming. It was just fucking easy. It's an easy assumption to make. I knew the 5090 was coming, and I knew that, you know, it's a safe assumption to make that I might have to buy one. And so my solution to buying the 5090 is to buy a brand new computer. And that's a smart way to do it. And because, I mean, the 5090 itself is $2,000. So why not just buy a computer with one, you know, with one just included, which you can do, especially on like something like Black Friday. I don't know when he's going to send this check, but I wish it would be before Black Friday. When is Black Friday? I forget. When is Black Friday? November 28th.
In the United States of America, Black Friday will be on Friday, November 28th, 2025.
It takes two or 3 months for these checks to roll out, which is a shame. We probably won't see it before Christmas, you know? Maybe he gets it out by Christmas. That might actually be really, really good because remember, around Christmas, you know, the government will be shut down and maybe their food stamps will be gone and maybe people's like disabilities and being paid. It's going to be kind of crazy. So it's like, yeah, if you at least help us get through the winter. He's done this before. I mean, that's how I have my home that I'm sitting in right now. Like I took the 39, I didn't know it was going to be 39 grand. I thought it was for a year, but then they extended, which I didn't even know they were going to do. I thought it was just going to be like 18 grand, I think, or 19 grand, or whatever it was, 20 grand, I think it was. But then they extended for another year, and I was like, oh, I qualify for the extension? They're like, yes, you qualify. I was like, oh, thank God. And, you know, and I was at risk at that time. I was homeless on the fucking streets, and I had just, you know, had an attempted murder on my person. And like, you know, I was in a mental health facility and they sent the first payment for like $2,900, which was just insane. I immediately bought this computer that I built my career on, which is exactly what these kids are going to do. And then they're going to be like, oh my God, I can't hate Donald Trump because, you know, he bought me my first laptop and I made my, you know, that's how I feed my kids now. And then, you know, and they're smart. They can buy their love. I've said, like, now I don't love them, but I don't talk shit about them anymore. I talk shit about the government when they ice my fucking friends. But, like, I don't really talk shit about the government the way I used to because they did buy my fucking love. It's fucking annoying. I used to get on stage and scream about the government, threaten to kill them and blow up their buildings and shit like this. I hated them. But now it's like, they bought my fucking love. They knew they knew that shit was for sale. They knew I was for sale. You give me a fucking home. I was for sale. You give me a home, get me off the fucking streets, which is what $2,000 might do for some of these people. $2,000 isn't enough to get you out the fucking streets, but it is enough to maybe take a swing at some dream you maybe couldn't ever do before. And it does a lot. Honestly, it's a weird tactic, but of all the tactics out there, buying our love and support is actually probably the only viable one that Donald Trump has left. So if you were to say send $2,000 every year for like 20 years, I don't give a shit what you do. It wouldn't be that much either, but I mean, yeah, if you sent me like 20 grand again, and I was able to, I don't know I would buy a car. Oh shit, what the fuck was that? Wait, what? Oh, do I have to put a TC or whatever? Oh, I probably do. So how do you build like a TC or claim or whatever it is? What is that? I can't tell. Oh, meteor will be visible tonight. Drop rates have increased for certain loot. Okay. I don't know. What is that? What is this thing? Is it a 2, 3, 1? So, okay, crafting. What are we crafting? Whoa, this is a lot of stuff. You aren't even, like, showing me what I'm crafting. This game's a little too ghetto, maybe, for me. What is it that you're crafting me right now? It was something, I don't know. What are you building? Nope, stop. Stop. Yeah, you could build more arrows, but I don't need you to. What's this thing that you're making? An idol? Okay. What's an idol? Used to claim a base. I see. So I have to put the idol down. Okay, that's okay. And we lost the wall already because it's already, like, shredding. Okay. Okay, so an idol, like a duck idol. That's my TC, apparently. Okay, so we'll put the TC on the back left wall where it won't block the thing. Base is decaying. Player registered, Steam profile, register, Steam file, register, players in base radius, register, Steam profile, Steam profile, okay. Here's the base radius. So, base management, enter search text here, registration, players in base radius. Base is decaying. But I don't have what you want. I don't know. What is it that you want from me? What was that? Was that my phone? Okay, so 5 is a box. Okay, box. 5 is a door. 6 is a... I don't know what this is. What is that? Oh, it's a rag. A stash. A campfire. Yeah, why not? Or I don't know. I would normally put like a campfire by the TC. Open. How do I pay upkeep in Duckside? I don't really understand. Wood or something? Nope. I don't really understand. So... Vertical wall. Okay, so... Oh, okay. Rope. It's a good game, but it's... Yeah, now that I've seen enough of it, I don't want to play it, unfortunately.
So people just
Oh,
do good, right?
I'm gonna charge my iPods now and switch to speakers, unfortunately. I'm gonna turn down the volume, though, when I switch to the speakers here. My iPods died. Try to reduce, Oh, my dinner. I should stop it now. It's probably overcooking and burning. So... Okay, stir so it doesn't burn. Did burn, but that's alright. I don't know, but that's okay. But, it might actually be really good. Although it might be really bad. Okay. Time for some dinner. And I will put the sound down to like 40. Yeah, 40 probably. And so then, and so when I want to go end the threat that is the Republican Party, when I want to go blow up the Lindsay Flanagan courthouse because they threatened me for 10 years in jail for possession of less than a gram of meth and less than a gram of heroin, 10 years in jail for less than a gram, and shit like that, I think, oh, but they bought my love. This house that I'm sitting in is because of them. So I love my fellow Americans. I love my country. I love I love my government, but I also hate my government at the same time. I love my government because they have helped me. I hate them for what they do to others, and I hate the negative stuff that they do. But I'm of two minds. As you can see, I'm conflicted. They bought my love, and they can continue to buy my fucking love so I can do better. If my life gets better because of them, I will be a lot more forgiving for all the bullshit they put us through.
Right?
Maybe so, not so much the prison industrial complex, but almost all the rest of it, even the drugs being illegal, I would put up with if you actually maybe helped us, if you actually fostered the people and helped us actually thrive.
It's not life changing, but it's something in the short term. It's fuel, lives spirits.
Yeah,
It reminds people they
it's
exist in
energy.
the government, even if it's only during.
Some of us. I mean, really, I've never had. I've had $3,000 of my own money that I saved up over 2 summers to buy a car, but I didn't have control of that money. My mother had that. I've had re-up. I've had $3,300 in a re-up before of cash, but it wasn't my money. I mean, that's not really my money. That's $1,700 of that goes in my pocket. Yeah, at the end of the day, after another 24 to 72 hours, it's $1,700 of my own money. But it's not like, but it's really a lot of work and a lot of risk and a lot of shit. And so, yeah, I've seen $3,300 cash, but I mean, $2,000 cash in one place at one time. Besides those payments they sent me for PUA, which was also not handled by me because I was on disability. That was handled by a payee. When you're on disability, you have a payee that takes care of you and makes sure your paperwork's filed and all this shit. And you have a sponsor and all these crazy things and lawyers and all this shit. And, without that help, I wouldn't have made it. I never would have bought this home. Without that guidance and help, I never would have made it as far as I did.
The economy's choking.
But getting $2,000 in one place at one time, you tend to be like, oh, whoever did this for me is a friend,
Small injection can stop it from collapsing, but here's where it starts to rot under the surface. The money isn't magic, didn't appear from thin air. If the plan is to fund it with tariffs, these tariffs are basically taxes on important goods, right? Any imported goods are getting taxed, which raise the prices of everything from electronics to basic groceries. So you pay more at the store all year than the government hands you a check and says, look what I did for you. I'm going to explain it the best way I could possibly tell you. It's like punching somebody and handing someone a Band-Aid. They're still bleeding. They're just more polite about it. That's exactly what's happening. That's the basic way I can explain to you if you don't know how tariffs work. Let's say you tax China and say, here goes 100% tariff. And they said, okay, well, we still need to make money, so we're going to raise the price of these goods so we make money off of it. It doesn't really change anything. It's just the U.S. government's getting more money from China, but they're also charging the base item more. That's basically what's happening. That's it. That's it. That's all that's happening. Or worse, the other way this savings happen is by cutting government spending. And guess what usually gets cut? It's not the fancy stuff, never the billions in corporate subsidies or defense contracts. No. You know what's going to get cut? Public services, housing programs, education, healthcare support. So yes, you get $1,000 check, maybe $2,000, but your local hospital loses funding. Your roads don't get repaired. Your school drops arts programs. Congratulations, you've been reimbursed with your own future. That's it. That's literally what's happening. That's it. Don't even know how to describe it better. I have no way to, I can't use fancy words or anything poetic to describe this. That's what's happening. People aren't stupid. Eventually they see it's not free money, it's political morphine. It makes the pain go numb, but doesn't fix the broken bone that's underneath. And when the numbness wears off, the pain is worse than before. Because now the economy is still struggling. Prices are higher from tariffs. Government services are weaker. And everyone is asking, so where's the next check? Where's the next check? It creates a cycle of desperation, dependence, waiting for the next hit. In the long term, this kind of policy trains societies to survive off crumbs instead of building something solid. And that's basically what Trump has been doing the entire time. That's it. And we keep talking about it. We keep saying this, but nobody's doing anything. Real stability never comes from one-time checks. It comes from better wages, affordable housing, healthcare. That isn't tied to your wallet exploding. And an economy that works for people who aren't millionaires. That'd be great. That'd be fun if it didn't work for people who aren't millionaires. That'd be great. Giving temporary checks. And you are putting tape over crap.
He's got a point about this. What do we do with the money when we get $2,000? We buy a car or something, and often that fosters corporations. The corporations are the real winners because they sell the products that we buy. So remember, this money that they give us, we go out, we buy food. Probably, honestly, a lot of Grubhub. A lot of people are going to buy a lot of Grubhub. I know they are. Grubhub's stock will go up. I want to invest in Grubhub. It would be stupid not to. Or not Grubhub, but yeah, like maybe Grubhub and Uber Eats or whatever. I would invest in Grubhub, even though I think that industry's sort of dying. But when everybody gets that check, they're going to be calling they're going to order food, and they're going to play video games, and they're going to sit there, and they're going to do drugs, and they're going to drink. That's what I really think that they spend the money on. I will always really think this. I think they buy food, they buy makeup, they buy clothes, they buy video games, computers, technology, cell phones. They pay bills. Who wins there? They win because they've got stuff. They've got stuff that's helping them, things they want. They're winning. They are getting a win there. They are. But who gets the money? It's not really them, is it? It's their tax dollars that they paid, if they work anyways, all of their life. Like me, I worked all my life. Not all my life at all, but a lot of my life I worked. A lot more than most people do. I worked more in my life than most people do. You know, I have. I definitely have worked more than most people have in my lifetime. And that money that, yeah, you get a product out of that. You get computer like I'm going to get, and I'm going to be very, very happy. And when that computer arrives, I'm going to be like, oh my God, it's a computer out of nowhere. I love my country. I love my country. You know, I just slapped down $30 for, what's it called? Pal World, and I realized I wasn't going to play it. I know I'm not going to play it. Um, and, and when that computer arrives, I'll be very, very happy. Now, who wins? You know, it's funny. I was thinking about that when I was like, oh, the $2,000, is it really my money? No, it's Dell's money. It's going to go to Dell. I'm going to buy an Alienware Aurora R15 or whatever, and I'm going to sink another whatever, probably $700 into it or something to reach my goal too, which is so annoying. It's almost like the government committed me to spending $700 when I normally really wouldn't have. It's kind of crazy. And then who wins there? Is it me? I get a computer. I am part of the winning circle. Yeah. And that's the tragic part about it is there is meat on that hook that you bite. There's nice meat that you eat. But it's a hook and they pull you out of the fucking water because who makes the money in the end? Is it you or is it Dell? Is it you or is it Grubhub? Is it you or is it Amazon? Is it you or is it Elon? Is it a lease on a new Tesla or whatever? I mean, it's like who is this? Is it payments on Starlink in your rural town? Who makes this money? Is it your power company? Is your water company? Yeah, that's going to be a part of it. You owe some money on power. You just make a nice $500 payment. You don't owe the power company anymore. But is it you? Probably not. Maybe me. Yeah, I'm gonna be a winner because I probably buy a computer and I use it for my fucking job and I foster something out of it. Maybe, just maybe, one day from 10 years from now, maybe I fart and cough in the mic in the right way or whatever. And the RNG gods smile at me and they're like, ah ha ha, this guy's worthy of becoming famous or something. And then suddenly I'm just, you know, and the algorithm gods smile at me for whatever fucking reason. I just happen to be playing some game and some hilarious thing happens to me and I film it. And I become like, you know, viral or famous for a few minutes, like a couple of days or something. And then my career sparks and then I step off for like $1 million or something like that, right? And I look back and I think, could I have done that without that $2,000 payment that Trump sent, that I was able to put a $700 worth of my disability money towards and buy essentially what I consider to be like the second or third best computer in the world? Because it'll be, you know, an Alienware R Aurora 14 with a 4090 and 64 gigs of RAM and 5.3 gigahertz of fucking CPU or whatever the fuck ever. Nice, you know, terabyte SSD and all this shit. And yeah, it flats out at probably 3,100 or something like that after the insurance, because it's probably 2,700 after the SSD, the 5,900, you know, TI, the all the shit, all the RAM and everything, the best that you can possibly get. I probably just buy the cheapest thing except for the card. I'll make them put a card in it, but all the red I'll make them put a good processor and a good GPU in it, but all the rest of it I'll do myself. The NIC, the pump, the fucking the RAM, all of that stuff I'll do myself. I'll get the computer and I'll still be playing on this computer and I'll set it up next to me at the next chair. And I'll take it apart and I'll install RAM in it and I'll do whatever I can on my part. I'll install a new pump in it because the pumps that they sell at Dell aren't that good. I know because I bought one and it failed on me. I bought a Dell Alienware R Aurora probably before they were ready to deal with problems like this. And the pump they sold me sucked, and that cost me like an extra $200 or something. The card that they sold me sucked. The 3060 Ti became antiquated so fast that it was essentially worthless except to play GeForce Now, or like Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you know, with streamed Xbox Cloud. That's what that 3060 Ti was good at, cloud. That's it. It's good for cloud. It's not good for anything else. It wouldn't run Tarkov even, not really. It wouldn't even run Tarkov. And so, or rust well, not without, a lot of work. And so, yeah. And so had to update the RAM, had to update the card, had to update the pump. I'm going to do all that at the purchase of the next computer. I'm just going to do all that the day of. And it's probably going to be $3,100 when I get the insurance and the coverage and everything. Probably $3,100 or something. So I'm going to be like, well, we've been saving up and we thought we'd have to blow the whole $2,700 or $3,100 ourselves. But no, Donald Trump, the reptards and the fucking people mishandling our government are sending me $2,000 so I can, and I am an ingrate about it because I know it's my tax money they're giving back to me. It's kind of crazy. It's not like they robbed this from foreigners like they say they did. This is just my money that they stole from me. You could never say anything to convince me differently. Sure, the terrorists fuck other countries, but remember, they're buying stuff from us and doing business from us, and they sell that stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. Are they totally losing? Not really. It's weird. It's weird. It's like, yeah, you fuck foreigners for these tariffs, and I don't like it. But, I mean, you kind of fucked us for this money, too. It's our tax money that pays for these fucking government bailouts, too. So, it's sort of like you took my tax money that you charged me all my life, and now you hand it back to me, and that's cool. But I mean, where does that money go? It's not going in my pockets necessarily. Not really. It's going to my drug dealer, my hairdresser, my car dealer, my computer dealer, or my rent dealer. One of those 5 dealers. That's where that money's going. It's not going to me, motherfucker. It's not. It's not going to me. It's going to the liquor store, maybe. Hopefully not, but it probably. A lot of this money is going to go to the American liquor stores. I swear to God. I'm not stupid. I know my fellow Americans. And like, that's okay. He's going to go to the bar. I swear to God. But not all of it. Some of these people are going to buy computers and they're going to foster careers and they're going to be like, oh my God, I always really, really wanted to learn how to be a fencer. And I've just never been able to buy an epee foil or whatever the fuck those things are called that they fence with. Donald Trump gave me $2,000. Now I can buy a foil. And yeah, it turned out I am somehow turned out to be, world-class fencer. And now I'm fencing for the Olympics or something, right? It's kind of crazy like that, but that's what money and gifts do to foster dreams, and we almost don't really get them anymore. When Christmas rolls around, you're liable to get boxers and socks, and maybe you get a Nintendo DS like every 5 years, but you don't get that every Christmas. Probably you don't get a Steam Deck every Christmas. You probably get that every 5 years or whatever. This is like 4 Steam Decks all at once, and so you're supposed to love Daddy Trump, and I do to a degree, because without him and his PUA and his buying our love, I would not have this house that I sit in right now with this bowl that I'm eating from and the fucking, so I don't like biting the hand that feeds. I talked to my mother about this recently. Like, we got some friends who were helping out financially and they do work for us and stuff. And the lady, she's got pride and she doesn't like the fact that we're helping her so much. I don't blame her. I've been in that situation so many goddamn times in my life. I know how the pride is. I know what it is. I know how uncomfortable it makes you. I know that it sucks when you bite the hand that feeds or whatever. She's been sort of biting the hand that feeds lately. And that's okay. It's her prerogative to do that. But it's also sort of like, remember, like, we bought your love, it's sort of disloyal and it's sort of it's ingrateful. It's sort of, it's like you're in an ingrate to a degree, because it's like, remember, we bought your love. We looked out for you when, you were really in the worst time of your whole life. We came with money when no one else did, not even your own families and stuff. And we try to look out for you as friends because you looked out for us when we needed your help. But we don't say this ever to them, and then they forget. And it's weird because it's like, that's what this is about. It's about it, when the dark time comes and you dodge the bullet because the computer that you bought, and this is my story, so I'm going to tell the story as an example. You dodge the bullet of terrible, terrible, gut-wrenching, fucking butt-raping, rapey fucking poverty that makes this sandboxy where you're like, you go out in the morning and your car might be gone kind of shit, right? Because there's car thieves and shit because they're bipping and stuff like this. You don't know. It's getting that crazy. And maybe you dodged that bullet like me, hopefully, because when they sent you PUA relief because you were a crazy gig worker at one time for 2 years, and they sent you PUA relief and they sent you $39,000 because I was at risk and I was in the ghetto and I did have drug addictions and I needed help and I needed the assistance that they gave me. And then they saw that I needed more help. They just kept sending it, and they sent $39,000, which changed my family's life. I was able to buy this place. I was able to help my family in their dire straits and help them pay their bills when they were about to have their power and water shut off and all this crazy shit. And we were able to dig ourselves out of this fucking crazy mess that we were in as a family. And in that, I was able to restore my honor with my family enough after being a drug addict for 13 years to live on their land and find a place and build a career. And then I immediately, the day I got here, I was like, I got to get to work. And they're like, we haven't finished remodeling. I was like, I don't care. I've got to get to fucking work. I don't care what you say. It's my house. I bought it with my money. I got to go to work. And they're like, you're that dead serious, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I'm moving in here and I'm going to fucking work today. I've been waiting for 2 years. I've been in jail. It was a jail pretty much. I was allowed to walk out the front door, so it wasn't a jail. But I mean, had I done anything at all, like smoke weed or anything like that, I would have gone to prison for 10 years. It was jail. It was essentially waiting for jail. And I was like in a mental health facility waiting for jail. A halfway house. It's like a halfway house. It was a halfway house. It qualified as a halfway house. It was a halfway house. And, you know, but a little bit more hardcore than that because everybody in it had felonies. Everybody in it had felonies, including me. You know, it was insane. I had to fight my charge and I won too. I fought that charge and they saw that I was fighting that charge and they were like, you're going to fight this charge? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to fight the charge. It's just not true. You know, I've never, you know, harmed anybody. And it was just insane. And like, and I won all that stuff. I won all of it. I got the assistance from the government, all that stuff. I got the government doctors telling me we're fixing to give you disability. And like, that was their idea. I was like, as I walked out of the appointment, I was like, you know, I don't really want the help. I hate the government. I used to stand in front, you know, I told them as I left the room, I told the government doctors, I was like, I used to stand on stage at the Mercury Cafe where Jack Kerouac used to fucking recite poetry and shit in Denver, Colorado, downtown, just 3 blocks from fucking dead center motherfucking Capitol building. Right? And like I used to fucking stand on stage and scream about the government and its fucking laws around internet and gaming and stuff like this and just all the problems and shooting people in the back and in the Bronx and stuff like this when they're coming out of their front door in the morning to go to work and shit like this, like 55 times, shit like this, like, you know, and I used to scream at the government really. And I said this to the government doctors as I left. I was like, you know, I'm crazy enough to tell you not to give me the fucking money. And they're like, that's one of the reasons we're going to fucking qualify you. You are crazy enough to say that to us, but you are facing 10 years in jail, a mandatory minimum sentencing. I was like, yes, I am. They're like, you are facing, you know, you just got off the streets after 7 years. Yeah, I was on the streets for 7 years and I still am essentially. There's no place to go after I leave the halfway house. There's no place to go. Got family, but they don't live here. Got an aunt, but I don't live with her. I've got people who don't trust me because I was a meth addict for 13 years. What am I to do? I'm at risk, you know, and I was just like, you understand. Like, and so they're like, well, this is why you qualify. You qualify for disability. You've taken terrible brain damage and, you know, and you're at risk for a 10-year mandatory bid. And you're doing stuff like threatening to blow up the courthouse and shit like this. And we can tell that you righteously feel right about making statements like that. And then they're like, you need help. You qualify. And I was like, okay. And my mother was like, you have to take this. All my best friends, my girlfriend was the real swinger. She was like, you have to take this. And I was like, okay, really? It's just, yeah, for one thing, where are you ever going to get any more money that you don't sell dope for or rip off people for or steal for? I was like, good point. You know, I don't think I'm going back to a normal job ever again. The taxi driving didn't work. I worked so hard. You understand? For 4.5 fucking years, I drove Uber and taxi really like a lot, like 60, 70, 100-hour weeks like I'm doing right now as a streamer, 60 to 100-hour weeks. And I did that for 4.5 fucking years. You know what the fucking thank you was? I went out in the fucking morning, and they had towed my fucking car to the airport, and they wanted $2,600. Probably the same amount of money that Trump's about to send us right now. It's kind of insane. They just wanted that instantly because I parked in my own parking spot that I fucking paid for at the apartment that I lived at. It was just fucking insane. It drove me fucking crazy. My PlayStation 4 Pro was in there. All my games, Red Dead, that I just spent all $60 for and all this crazy shit, Witcher 3 and all this stupid ass shit. All my games, my PlayStation, my information was in the PlayStation that was used and stolen in a fucking Russian fucking PlayStation hack. It was just fucking insane. It was just one of the most terrible things that ever happened to me. It was so dumb. And it was, you know, and they try to take from me this amount of money that Trump's about to send to us. Is he buying our love? Yes, absolutely. But I mean, you know, things are so shitty because of people like Donald Trump that, yeah, buying my love is probably the most valid motherfucking, you know, if he had sat on election day and been like, you know, he didn't need to do Dogecoin or all that bullshit ass thievery he did with Dogecoin and Bitcoin and all that shit he did with you know, Elon did. But I mean, like, and Daniel, that little kid on his lap while they all face fucking child molestation charges and shit. It's just insane. It's disgusting right there in the Oval Office and stuff. I would be okay with all of that if they were like, hey, you know, in like 8 months here, we're going to send you $3,000. And the CNN goes, what did you say? What did you say? Rachel Maddow creams her panties. She's like, what a scoop. What a scoop. And she goes, what did you say? And he goes, yeah, you know, in about 8 months here, we're going to send you $3,000. And the whole country goes, what? Now, if he had said that the day before the election, he wouldn't have needed to rob the goddamn fucking Dogecoin of their Bitcoin or the public or whatever they took election financing through the Dogecoin. They wouldn't have needed to do that. He wouldn't have needed to buy the campaign or go any further than he already did if he had just announced that it was in his plans, in his dead set plans, to just send us $3 to $5 grand. I would have been like, I wouldn't have been like, I'm going to vote Republican now, Daddy Trump. I wouldn't have been that far, but I absolutely would have been like, what do you want? Right? I would have been like, what do you want? He would have been like, don't vote Democrat. And I'd be like, okay, fine. Then I won't vote at all. You know, you fine. You don't want me to vote Democrat? Then I won't vote Democrat. Fine. You don't want me to vote for these people that you hate? You want to buy my love with $3,000 to $5,000 in the fucking world that you destroyed as you fucking rape us with your poverty, dick? You fucking shithead. Fine. I'll take the $3,000 to $5,000 grand. It means so fucking much to me and my fucking family. The desperation that you fiscal conservative retard shithead corpos have fucking raped us to death with. The desperation, the affordability crisis, you fucking shithead. Yeah, you absolutely can fucking hand us a nice hospital. You can pay our hospital bills after you fucking rape us, and we're gonna probably like you. Yeah. It's shitty, but I mean, here's the fucking streamer takeaway, motherfucker. I don't care if I'm famous. I don't care if somebody quotes me on it. Here's the takeaway. Yeah, you're going to send us $2,000-$3,000. Okay, cool. But remember, the only reason we're so desperate for that $2 or $3 fucking grand that we'll take it from piece of shit grub ass Republicans who take Dogecoin for election finance fucking kibitzing and shit like this. We wouldn't normally deal with shitheads like that in America. We have pride. Talk to a Boston person or some shit. We got pride. We don't deal with shitheads like that usually. We don't deal with criminals and fucking shit in our government. We don't do shit like that. We're not really like that. When it does happen, we tend to fucking prosecute them. You understand? So like, we're not really for all that shit. So like, but if you send us $3,000 in the darkest times of our fucking life, like you did for me, I'm going to let you skate. I'm not going to wage war against the Republicans. I'm not going to shoot at you in Butler like they did or whatever. I'm not going to do that stupid shit. I'm not an ingrate. I'm going to take my $2,000. Well, I mean, in my case, you sent $39,000 for pandemic unemployment assistance. It was 2 years income. You sent me 2 years income. You know, and also I have taken, and also in my lifetime, I've taken 2 years of federal unemployment, 1 year of normal, 1 year of extension. And then John Boehner shut it down. For 2013 until 2015, I was on unemployment assistance and I was able to pursue my lifestyle as a video gamer essentially not streamer, but essentially just gamer for a while there. And I was able to pay my rent for 2 solid years and all this and receive unemployment. And this was specifically because I was facing a charge. It's always because I'm facing a charge. It's that prison industrial complex and shit. It puts me desperate and shit like this. Fucking stupid. So they buy my fucking love. You can go ahead and buy my love. If you give me a new computer, Donald Trump, I'll shut the fuck up. And it's so dirty and sordid and shitty and corrupt and fuck you. And it's just buyer wins and just whatever, rich man wins or whatever. It's so fucking shitty and corrupt. And I'm sure it's music to his fucking ears. I hope the AI brings it back to his shitty, fat, old ears, right? Is that, yeah, you want to buy me a brand new Alienware Aurora R11 R14 with a nice 5090 in it, so I can make my career fucking smoking hot, make my career the best it possibly fucking could be, so I could just be the best streamer I possibly could be for you fucking guys, then yeah, I'm gonna forget that you're a Republican. I'm gonna forget that you're a fucking fiscal conservative, fucking fascist piece of shit Nazi. I'm gonna forget that you're a child molester. That's how fucking shitty the desperation of your fucking affordability crisis and the fucking what I consider to basically be the Dust Bowl 2.0. Right now in 2025, I believe we're in the goddamn Dust Bowl. My grandma dealt with shit like this 100 years ago. My mother told me a story about it today, and she was like, "You'll never have this kind of help ever again." And I was like, I know, I'm not an ingrate, I know. And she was like, you don't understand what my parents did to scrape for 5 cents. And I was like, yeah, I know. And she was like, they're about to send you $2,000. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm not an ingrate. I will respect them. If they send me enough to buy, or they're about to send me $2,000, okay? Send me $2,000. I'll buy a brand new computer and I'll shut the fuck up about the right wing, the Republicans, the government. Because at that point, they've given me my home. And honestly, Trump, you should take this fucking lesson. You have trillions of dollars between you, the government, and Elon. You have trillions of dollars. There's only 700 million of us. How much is that for you? It's a tax write-off, basically. Take 700 million and give every last fucking voting age American $1 million. And call it a day. You can rape children on Jeffrey's plane if you want to at that point. None of us would have problems anymore. Probably for the rest of our fucking lives. Nobody fucking cares what you do at that point. We know you're a criminal who sleeps with fucking children and dodges charges by buying Pam Bondi and all the other stupid shit that you fucking do. But I honestly don't care what you do. If you end the affordability crisis that made me a serf slave all of my goddamn life, I don't care what you do, or what I mean, I do. I care what you do, but I will not call you to task for it. I will not go after you or call you a child rapist in the fucking media like they're doing right now, or any of the other stupid ass shit that all these other fucking ingrates do. I'm already almost there as it is, because I look at this home that I bought because of the money that the PUA that Trump made possible. As shitty as it is, it's more like Nancy Pelosi bent him over in the world stage and forced him to, or we would have torn him apart limb from limb when Jan 6 came around. You know, that's what it was like. Then Pelosi forced him to. She forced his hand. Like Biden executive ordered the fact that they would do PUA. It was well, I mean, no, Trump was president at that time, but it was an executive order to do PUA, and Pelosi was like, "Good, fine, that's what we want, fucking asshole." But in trade, the Republicans asked for a bunch of shitty ass things and shut down a bunch of crazy ass things.
Fraction of damn.
It built crazy ass things like ICE, and they promised to build a wall that they didn't.
Everyone cheers because the water stopped pouring out.
Yeah, like when the water stops pouring out, do you think we're gonna remember? We're not gonna remember that you bought us the computer. I'm not gonna remember a year from now. Maybe I'll buy the computer in like 2 months or something. Maybe they send this check fast. I doubt it. It's the government. They don't move fast. It'll be a year. So in a year, we'll get a nice $2,000 check. That this time, 2027, we're not gonna remember that you bought our love unless you actually buy our fucking love. You remember that fucking scene in Breaking Bad where his Down syndrome son is like, I could just tell. What are you gonna do? You're gonna kill me? No, I'm your fucking son. You're not gonna kill me, right? He's like, I could just tell. And his dad's like, well, what do you want? I guess I gotta buy your love. And he's like, I want a Dodge Challenger. And he's like, well, why not two? And the son's like, why not two? And then the greatest scene of all time sparks off in Breaking Bad. It's the greatest scene of all time in television anyways, when they both roll up in two Dodge Challengers and they're suddenly hood rich overnight, both him and his son, right? It's the actual American dream. So Donald Trump, if you want to secure the Republican Party, you want to secure the country, you can buy our fucking love. We are for sale. We don't care what you do to the fucking government. If you remove the affordability crisis and the prison industrial complex out of the fucking equation entirely and just give us each $1 million so we can pay pay off all the debt that the piece of shit corpos fucking charge us too much money for in the first place. You know what they're all going to do? If you give them all $1 million, you know what they're going to do? They're going to pay off their house loans. They're going to pay off their credit card debt. They're going to pay off their student loans, and they're going to buy cars and a home. That's it. That's all they're gonna do. You know who gets all that money, right? You know who the slumlord in New York is? Donald Trump. He's gonna be selling them the goddamn apartments that they buy, and then that's the fucking McMansions that they buy or whatever. And you'd be surprised. You think giving $1 million to every American is probably every fiscal conservative's fucking nightmare, but no, it's $700 million ejected into the fucking American whatever. How many Americans are there? I mean, we look this up on stream all the time because I make this point all the time as I outpolitic all of Washington by myself. I outpolitic Hassan by myself. Give every fucking American $1 million and end this fucking affordability crisis, you fucking shithead. $700 million isn't shit to Donald Trump. He himself personally probably has like 4 times that amount of money. He could bank it himself, motherfucker. I'm gonna hit you with something else, Donald Trump, you fucking cock-sucking shithead. Here's a little bit of wisdom from a fucking band called The Streets. They wrote a song called Everything Is Borrowed, and it did change my life when I heard the song. You're not a fucking Egyptian god. You can't take this money with you. You can build the Bass Pro Shops pyramid like ballroom that you want to build, and it will be a testament to your fucking shitty, rich, fucking Richard McRicherton ass. It will be a terrible monument to your Richardson, fucking Richie Rich ass, right? But, right? But it wouldn't matter but it wouldn't matter. Like if every American had $1 million, all of our problems would go away. And not only our problems, but your problems too. Your approval rating your approval rating goes through the roof. You actually become the best American president that ever lived. All that stupid ass shit that you brag about, but it's just some fucking lie, an obvious fucking lie to the entire fucking world. And then so as you piddle and piss and crap your poor broke boy ass around trying to promise us $2,000 or something like that, and we look at you and the Democrats say, motherfucker, you don't have that money. It's the first thing they say. They say, motherfucker, you don't have that money. But really, you do have the public's money. You do have $700 million fucking dollars. You do. Look at Mar-a-Lago. You do have $700 million. You could easily part with it. Your friends could easily part with it. So do it. Give us all $1 million fucking dollars and prove to the fucking world that America is the greatest country in the fucking world. But it isn't, because maggots like you want to send us $2,000 fucking pittance compared to what we're actually worth. Motherfucker. And on top of it, that's not even like for like 30% of us, that's not even all the taxes we paid in our lives either. You fucked us like Matrix batteries. The government fucked us all of our lives for way more than $1 million each or something like that. For a bunch of us, I don't qualify because I had a terrible, shitty pauper's life because of your affordability crisis since I was fucking 14 years old or something like that, since 9/11, 16 years old, something like that. Since 9/11, we've had an affordability crisis and bank crisis and crisis, Afghanistan crisis. How about instead of some fucking ending and some bending and some fucking killing and all this shit, how about some free heart mending? How about some mending instead of some fucking ending? You piece of shit destroyer. All you do is destroy. You destroy. So you have all that fucking money. You're a broke boy. We all know you're a broke piece of shit. You're the person that Pokemon was talking about when she says, if you're a broke boy, just say so, Donald Trump, because you are a piece of shit broke boy. If you can't afford $1 million for every single American and save us all from this terrible affordability crisis, you're a fucking broke boy. A real man would have 5 times that amount. In the industries and in the fucking stature and in the places that you roll and all that Bitcoin and your Lionel friends and your fucking shithead right-wing 1% cocksuckers, right? Like, with all those people, you can't tell me you couldn't swing $1 million per American head. You like when Dad cuts out that Thanksgiving fucking dinner and he's like, we'll have Thanksgiving for our great grandson's life, right? Because my wife and I I, we each made $1 million this year. We were making $40,000 before that, but we now have $2 million, and the kids are going to Harvard, right? And it's just insane. It's like that. And you know what they're going to do. They're going to actually foster, and they will make America the greatest thing ever again. Now, you're going to say, as a fiscal conservative, you're going to be like, absolutely the fuck not. There's no way we're handing free money to these deadbeats, right? I know that's what you think. I know you think we're riffraff and all that. But the problem is, you brain dead, blind motherfuckers. You hate welfare. I don't really understand that, because when we spend welfare money, you piece of shit, brain dead morons, when we spend our money that you give us, we give it right back to you. It's the greatest scam of all mankind. It's called kindness. If you give something to somebody, they give back to you. It's kind of crazy. It's called abundance. You know, we've written books about it called like The Secret and shit like this. But yeah, if you give us each $1 million, we'll dig ourselves up by our bootstraps. If you don't, we'll let you fucking die by your bootstraps. You won't be able to pull yourself out of the pit that Bane built. You know, you're not going to be able to do it. So, or whatever Ra's al Ghul built. So it's like, you know, so whatever weird Batman lore about rich boys or whatever, we're rich people, you know, fuck, we're rich people. So yeah, okay, if you're a broke boy, just say so. Send us $2,000, motherfucker. Or you could actually save America with your blind, low IQ, brain dead, diaper dong, cocksucker ass. You actually could save us. But no, you send us little pittance, little crumbs, you know, maybe 1/100th of what we spend on taxes in our lives or something. You send it, and we're supposed to suck your fucking dick. Nah, you're a broke boy. Just say so. You want to send us fucking pennies on a dollar as you steal billions from us. You're disgusting. Of course, I want the money, and I want the computer, and I want this job to flourish, and I want my position and my feelings and my money and my job and my career and my family to thrive. And like with the current, you know, with the current affordability crisis, we cannot afford a car, we cannot afford our house, we cannot afford the power, we cannot afford the water, we cannot afford the food, we cannot afford the fucking anything, the Medicaid, the medical aid, we can't afford the things we actually need. We can't afford anything. It is an affordability fucking crisis. And yeah, maybe you do need to open those fucking purse strings that you opened up with that Dogecoin scam that you committed on the first day of your fucking presidency or whatever. And maybe kick out 1/5 of that money or something like that. 1/5 of it, and give every American $1 million and actually buy our fucking love, you piece of shit brokey. If you're a broke boy, just say so, piece of shit. I don't want your pity money, your fucking child molestation hush money. I don't want it, you know? Honestly, I don't. I don't really want it. If you're going to fucking pay us, fucking pay us. And you're like, oh, he just wants more money. They all want more money. That's what I want too. No, it's not about the money. It's about paying us what we're actually fucking worth. You want to look in your fellow Americans' eyes and tell me that each and every one of them motherfuckers isn't worth $1 million? You probably would. But you shouldn't look me in the eyes and say that, because it's just not true. Each and every one, and last one of these motherfucking Americans is worth $1 million. They're worth a lot more than that. We pay more than that in taxes every year. Like, we're worth a lot more than that. You know, we're worth a lot more than that. Couldn't you just kind of open that fucking coffer just a little bit and make sure that we all can actually fix our problems? Maybe it causes a crazy economical change in the world when the entire world realizes that every American has $1 million and that the economy was protected. And yeah, sure, there was some collapse and some build and some bull and some bore, but no, all that money just went right the fuck back to the rich people pretty much. But everybody's problems ended and everybody's happy, and nobody steals from us. The 1% doesn't steal from us anymore, because we blew the $1 to $2 million like pretty much for every family household pretty much immediately on solving all of our problems, getting a good car in our life. You know, suddenly people are jumping for jobs at the GM plant because everybody has $1 million. So like, you know, so if you want to work at the GM plant, it's because, you know, it actually pays well and it cares about you. They know that you don't need their money, so they just want your expertise. So they train you well, they send you to Yale or whatever. It's kind of insane, man. Like, yeah, your fucking thievery and your fucking, I swear to God, it's like, it's crumb bummism. It's somebody who just steals and steals and steals so much that they can't see the bare cupboard and why we all hate you. If you were to just fill the cupboard again once after you empty the cupboard 200, 300 times, if you were to actually just pay 1/5 of the cupboard one time, $1 million to every single American in the fucking country, we might actually love you. We might actually back your fucking crazy foreign wars. We might actually care what you have to say or whatever. We might actually vote and we might actually do things. We might actually like go to space and shit like this. But no, you'd rather just let that money sit in a fucking bank account like the piece of shit cocksucker born loser ass piece of shit cocksucker born loser ass fucking fiscal conservative that you are. Sorry, and that's my little, why don't you give $1 million and actually buy our love, broke boy? The fuck, if you're a broke boy, just say so, bitch ass Donald Trump brokey, fucking brokey. We all know you can't handle your daddy's money or ours. We all know you can't handle money. You're not good at money. Everything you ever built failed.
Pressure behind is going to keep on building. There's so much political danger behind this too. Once people get used to these payments, they expect them. And when the
I'm gonna want more. If you send me $2,000 right now, like this time next year, it'd be like, the pressure is insane. Every CNN outlet, every fucking news reporter in the world is hounding Donald Trump to send us all $3,000 more or whatever. Listen, I'm going to come to expect it. I don't think it's really that wise of an idea, but if you're going to fucking do it, go for the gold and actually fix all our problems. $3,000 doesn't fix all of our problems. With the world that you piece of shit richers fuck to death, $1 million doesn't even save us. $1 million won't save us. That's how sad the pathetic ass world that you're leaving us is. $1 million still won't save us.
Government stops providing them, well, people are going to get angry because the average person is stupid. Anger that can be manipulated by whoever is next in line running for office.
How much money did Americans spend overall in 2024 on taxes? $4.92 trillion. Might I remind you, I'm asking for 740 million with an M. We pay you every year $4.92 trillion. You could kick out 1/500th of that, 1/500th of that, bitch, 1/500th, or no, it's 1/1000th or whatever it is. It's like 1,000th. I don't even know. It's hard to conceive for me. But yeah, you could kick out 1/1000th of that fucking, total federal revenue that you pull in every year and solve every last American's fucking problems. Every last one of them. There'd be no reason to have sorrow. There'd be no shooting each other in the ghetto. There'd be no poverty or anything like that left, at least not for a few years anyways. While we all realign and get our fucking, off our fucking knees. But no, you have to steal every last bit of the 4.92 trillion and only spend $2 billion or something on sending us $2,000 each, which is just fucking crazy. Whatever the money is, it's like 800 million. What is 2,000 times 800 million, right? What is 2,000 times 800 million? It's 1.6 bill. So yeah, it's like 2 bill. That's like 1/1000th, or no, 1/5000th. It's like 1/5000th. Yeah, it's like 1/5000th. It is. It's like 1/5000th of what you steal every year in fucking total federal revenue. You easily could send us 1/5000th of what we give you every year, and you could end all of our fucking problems. You don't, so I hope the Republicans and the Democratic parties both choke on a fucking dick and fucking die. We know how evil you fucking are. You take our money, you don't do shit. You sit and filibuster. Fuck you. You do deserve blood. You deserve death. You do. The little that you do in return for what we give you is disgusting. If you were to give us 750 million of this, there wouldn't be a single sad person left in America. It would fuck up the economy, but it might fuck it up towards the good because we're just going to blow the, we're going to blow the, so now let's ask a better question. What is 1 million times 800 million, right? What is $1 million, right? No. What is this crazy numbers that you're doing? I can't get you to clear. Can you clear? I don't know if you're competent enough to. So there we go. What are we doing? We are usually when you hit the CE button, it actually clears, but no, you have it as a backspace and you seem stupid and fucked up and I don't know. But anyways, $1 million, which is 6 zeros, right? Yeah, 6 zeros. That's 6 zeros times 800 million Americans. 6 zeros. 3, 6, 800 million Americans is $8 billion, which is still a fucking pittance compared to what we pay you. It's a pittance. It's 2/500ths of what we pay you every single fucking year. And you can sit on that fucking money like the piece of shit fucking worthless ass dog fucking thieves that you are. All of our lives you sat on this fucking money and we hate you. Fuck you. We don't like you at all. We wouldn't vote for you. We don't like you. We don't like you. You steal from us. We don't like you. The IRS isn't even a real organization for one thing. So it's just kind of insane. So, but I mean, like, anyways, but we do this. We pay our taxes and we deal with the IRS and we do this. We pay you $5 trillion and you won't even send us 1 million. You're going to send $2,000 because you're a fucking piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You won't even, like, you are the worst Scrooge McDuck pieces of shit. And this is both parties, Republicans and Democrats. You worthless pieces of shit with friends like you. I long for Nazis. I'd rather fight the Nazis than you guys. It's straight up. Like, you guys as friends, you're such shitty friends. You steal so much money from us. I can't stand you. You could easily go back and pay 1/500th of this back, and it would end every last American's, all of their problems, all of them. All of them, they'd have a car, place to live suddenly, food, water, even the junkies on the fucking streets. With $1 million, they could go live in a hotel for a year. It would be expensive. It'd probably cost them 40 grand, but they could go live in a hotel, a nice 5-star hotel for like 40 grand or something like that. And they still could probably do that for another fucking 50 years or something. And they still would be okay. It would solve it wouldn't be okay, but it's the math's wrong on that. But I mean, it's like just insane. But like, even if you were to do hotel junkie living, you could still do that for a little while. You could do that for probably like 10, 20 years on $1 million. You could. If you were very careful about just pay the extended stay up front. I know because I've done it. I've lived in an extended stay for years, and I know how much money it is, and it's not that bad. It's bad, but it's not bad. It's not that bad. It's like 36 grand a year, 40 grand a year, or something like that. It's not that bad. It's insane. It's less than you might think it might be. And like, if you buy the whole year up front, it's like 40 grand or something. It's insane. It's not that bad. You got to buy up front, but I mean, and maybe that motel goes out of business or whatever, but I mean, you got to buy up front. But I mean, but even junkies on the fucking streets could buy hotel rooms and keep mainlining, and they could do so and be happy. They could do that for years with what you gave them, which is just insane. So it's like sort of fucked up when you take this $5 trillion and then you come back with your broke boy pittance and you suck that fucking money, dick, and you steal our money and you offer us $8 billion you offer us $2 billion when you could easily, or is it I don't know how many, what is 8E? What is 8E? I've never seen E's in this weird thing before. What is this? Okay. What is $1 million times 800 million Americans? It is $800 billion. It's 800 trillion. Sorry. So no. I guess he couldn't do that. No, he couldn't do that. Nope. It's 800 trillion. That's actually kind of insane. Never mind. No, I'm wrong. I stand corrected. Yeah, I guess I was naive. Yeah. What is 1 trillion divided by 800 million? What is 1 trillion divided by 800 million? So he's gonna give us like 2/5 of our taxes back to us, and the match just is mind-boggling. But he does have to give up $2 trillion of the 5 trillion that we pay in taxes every year, just to do this $2,000 bailout. And I mean the zeros are so mind-boggling. I stand by my stupidity. It's hard to actually like conceive how much money 800 million Americans times a million each is. It's actually 80 trillion. It's 80 trillion. It's insane. Yeah, which is just insane. So he doesn't have this money. Why did he bring this up? He doesn't have this money. I think the Democrats are right. I think we're getting caught up in it, but by just believing the lie. But I think it's a lie. I think it's going to be more like a $700 payment or something like that.
This is not sustainable at all. You can't run a country like a giveaway machine forever.
No.
Eventually, the money has to come from somewhere. Yeah. Either higher taxes.
Comes from us. It comes from us.
And those bills don't hit the wealthier politicians who signed the plan. They hit us. Us, normal people. That's who it hits. Even the idea of calling these dividends from government efficiency or tariff revenue is kind of misleading.
Yeah, it's misleading. It's tax money. It's tax money.
Come from profits. Okay?
Yeah.
The government is not a business. I'm serious. He's running the government.
No, this game's no good. I don't want to play it.
To even call these dividends is crazy.
Yeah.
That's genuinely nuts. If it cuts spending, those cuts often come at the expense of real people and real programs. If it raises tariffs, it raises the cost of living. If it borrows money to cover checks, that increases the national debt, which future taxpayers will eventually deal with. Nothing about this is free at all.
Not at all.
It's just delayed. Yep. So, yes.
We play one round of Arc Raiders before bed.
Donald Trump his credit. In the short term, idea is good. Feels great, amazing, helps people who need help now, gives breathing room, calms tension. But long term, long term, it's not happening. It doesn't build anything. It doesn't solve anything. You are treating a chronic illness with a placebo. You are doing nothing. It just pushes the pain further down the road where everyone else has to pay for it. A strong country isn't built on emergency checks every couple of years. We need better wages. That's what we need. We need health care that doesn't destroy you. Rent that doesn't eat your whole paycheck. And leaders who don't treat voters like customers in a clearance sale.
Yeah.
Short-term kindness is not a bad thing. But when used to cover up long-term neglect, that's manipulation. Stimulus-style payments can save people in crisis. I agree. I'm going to give you that point. Whatever you want to say, that's fair. That's real and that matters. This turning into a political habit, where this is the second time he's proposing something like this, is crazy. It's good long-term. Oh, sorry, it's bad long-term, good short-term. It's crazy. It is. That's actually, if you can get the entire story of American economics in one sentence, is that it's good in the short-term idea and bad as a long-term strategy. Hope now, consequences later. That's all we're getting. That's it. That is it. I'm glad you made it to the end of the video. I have a GoFundMe for my family right now. I have increased the goal to $50,000. I know it seems crazy and nuts. You don't have to donate if you don't want to. That's why I put it at the end of the video. I don't want to crowd it if you just came here for the Trump video, but if you would like to help me, I do have the link in the top comment if you want to help with the GoFundMe.
Kept my rank.
I appreciate that
Position
deeply. Anything
68.
helps. I'm going to keep it up to the end of the year. If you want to help for Christmas and things of that variety, I'm just going to use it for 3 things mainly. For my mother to help her out.
What is position? What does position mean? Season ends in 36 days, so they're going to change things up and change things. That's kind of interesting. I'm a rookie 1.
Autopilot jumping.
I want you to connect to these things. I guess you have to do this in a certain order. Oh, there we go. Nice. So, I think I've got, no, I will rock 2 kettles. No, I will rock a Pharaoh in a kettle. 2 stacks of heavy. Oh, kettle uses light, does it? I don't think I want the kettle. I'll take this rattler. Yeah, I'll take the rattler with the medium. I want heavier ammo here. Yeah, we'll take 2 stacks of that as well. In the quick use, we'll take 2 stacks of shield recharger, 1 stack of shield recharger, 2 normal bandages, sterilized bandage, and finally an AUG, but I have to build it. So go back to the workshop, get the chicken. And then go to the gear bench and get a combat MK and equip it. Equip. Wait, what? Swap. Yeah, we are done, I think. Oh no, I have a save pocket. So in the save pocket, I will put more bandages, or I don't know, maybe, no, not a defib, but maybe, I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, more bandages, I guess. And I think I have enough bandages, but a shield recharger. Let's put the 5 shield rechargers there and 1 in my pocket, right? Yeah, and then hopefully we get more shield rechargers. So. Okay, we're going to queue with the late night crowd, which is going to be interesting. And I'm going to play on probably Spaceport. Yeah, I'll play on Spaceport. And queue, ready up. And we'll do 1 round of
nerve damage from car crashes. I have had car crashes before, and they have caused me
I've had car crashes.
Hence why you saw before I was standing up a lot more videos. And I'm sitting down a lot more, so I would love to stand up again for a lot more of my videos. That'd be great. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and bye.
The Reddit mod simulator.
Walking simulators over the years have only got better at providing immersive, narrative-rich exploration for players to experience. And then there's Baby Steps, the story of a mum's basement dwelling, anime-enjoying neckbeard wearing a onesie that throws all of that completely out of the window.
Oh my god, it's a fedora! Magnetized towards it.
The journey of possibly the worst
explorer
to ever take a step. And easily one of the most frustratingly difficult and absolutely hilarious games I have ever played. Today we go on an adventure that both nearly made me pass out from laughing.
It's just Benefati, basically.
All the way to trying not to jump out of my window in rage.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm so happy about that.
Oh!
While uncovering a tale that for a game like this genuinely surprised me. This is Baby Steps.
Baby Steps, huh?
Our adventure begins with our boy Nathan, here slobbed out asleep in another rewatch of One Piece.
Oh my god, I don't want to be this person. I'm not this person.
Approaching Stargate.
Hello.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
What was that? Oh, damn it.
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Kitty, you're kind of distracting me.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Good hit.
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Sorry about that.
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
Thanks, guys. Good run. Where am I now?
Autopilot jumping.
was a good run. Got a kill, too.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Oh, I knocked out. No, I assisted, but I didn't kill him, but I assisted, yeah. I heard him. Okay. Going to bed. This has been a really good session. Thank you so much for your time, guys. You've been watching Skycat Live. I am a full-time variety gamer all day, every day. It's 2:38 in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed. I've been staying up way too late. Like one of the things that happens when I'm sober is I stay up too late. It's fucking annoying. But anyways, I'm going to bed. So, oh no, something is happening here, and I don't know what. And there, see, one of these buttons is sticking, and I don't know which one. So,
Autopilot jumping.
Okay, and just a reminder, I have thousands of videos on my YouTube channel, which is reflected here, and I will be posting today's session on my YouTube channel. Tomorrow we'll be back to play some more Rust and some Eve and some FFXI and some, stuff and Arc Raiders and all this. And thank you for your time, guys. I love you. Thank you for your time. I will see you tomorrow. I have many thousands of videos on my channel. Come check me out. Thank you for your time. See you tomorrow.
Approaching